Hey everybody, I'm Tim here with Room 101's Farce Maduro in the Corona size. You're watching Cigars Daily. Help us future-proof our cigar community by watching these videos on cigarsdailyplus.com. It keeps us out of the eye of big tech and anyone who will judge us and try to cancel us. Plus, we're always working to make it better on Cigars Daily Plus. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving and my birthday happens to be on the same day. So today I wanted to get into a cigar review, but something I could really sink my teeth into and something with a little bit smaller of a vitola. So today I picked Room 101's Farce Maduro in the Corona size, just a 4x42. And I'm glad honestly that I did because the blend on this is very fascinating and to be expected from Matt Booth, who is seriously unhinged as just a regular human being, by the way, and a good guy, but kind of crazy. And the blend for this sort of speaks to that. It's not the kind of blend you find in just any other cigar. First of all, Mexican San Andreas wrapper on the outside with a binder from Sumatra and fillers from Nicaragua and the United States. A few sort of unusual components there. These days we've seen a lot of Mexican San Andreas cigars, but they've got like a broadleaf binder, something really thick and rugged to keep up with that Mexican San Andreas wrapper. And so I'm just curious about this whole experience. I wonder if it'll pump out incredible flavor for sure, but I wonder how this thing is going to perform with the components inside. Can Matt Booth put out a full flavor and good strength cigar in such a small vitola? And the only way to find out is with a cut and a light. Woo! Okay, this stick has some strength. This is definitely medium plus and not full-on full strength, but also has a kick to it. Spice on the tongue, really, really vivid and clear, with oak coming across the palate, across the tongue in a really good way. A very mild sweetness at the outset of this thing, and that's a lot going on for such a tiny little cigar. I know that cigar geeks get all over the place about how, the thinner ring gauges, they've got the best type of flavor because of the wrapper to binder ratio. Whatever they want to say about it, I'm impressed when I see a tiny cigar that's got really good flavor. This one at least is kicking off pretty decently, and so let's see what this does as we jump into the first third. Okay. Actually, impressive development of flavor for such a tiny stick. First of all, that spiciness on the tongue in the first third fell away really, really quickly, but actually developed a pepper on the retrohale, a black pepper that has me wanting to sneeze. It's such a brilliant pepper. At the same time, on the tongue, a lot of flavor developing there as well. In addition to oak from that light up, I've now also got cinnamon and an actual raisin note. I've talked about raisins in reviews because typically the sweetness you get from a cigar is like reminiscent of one sweet thing or another. To me, there's raisiny sweetness, and that's what I've really talked about in reviews, or like a vanilla type sweetness. But in this, I actually get like a raisin note from this cigar that goes really well with oak and with cinnamon. That's a nice little package of a flavor right now. And the thing burns in every way. It's performing the way that a full-size, premium cigar would. And this is considered a large cigar based on its size for tax purposes, but definitely very tiny, but spitting out flavor and game like a larger stick. Now let's jump into the second third and see where this takes us. At this point, it seems like it's anybody's game. Well, at least for a small cigar, it measures up to my expectations in one way, and that is the flavor's not transitioned a lot between the first and second third. I've seen this recently where we've gotten some really nice transitions. This one is keeping that nice, same developed first third flavor in a really good way. The only difference now, that black pepper that made me want to sneeze, that was so bright and vibrant, has kind of settled down a little bit, so I can retrohale the thing a little bit more, and I appreciate that about it, because retrohaling, for me, it really makes the experience of smoking a cigar. And the thing, flavor-wise, is just so rugged and robust. I'm impressed with it. It keeps me coming back and drawing for more and more and more. Now take a look at the wrapper on this with me. The Mexican San Andreas leaf on this is very different than what I typically see on a cigar. The San Andreas tends to be a little duller in color, not as bright or vibrant of a color, but this one is really rich, dark brown that has some reddish hue to the leaf. Really pops off the shelf, just the leaf by itself, at least it does to me. And then Room 101 has done this great job with their branding of giving it this very modern, very clean cut look. I love that about Room 101. Matt Booth might be a little bit crazy, but the guy definitely has a sense when it comes to presenting the idea of his brand, and I respect that. And now we'll go into the final third, where this thing is already very strong, already got a lot going on in the flavor, and stands to hold on to a lot of that. I'm going to be very careful to try not to heat this up, but then want to pay attention to how long this thing takes to smoke. At this point, I've been in this for about a half hour. So let's jump into the final third and see where this takes us and what kind of score it gets. Here in the final third, the thing holds a nice ash, and it's held an ash about this long all the way through before it sort of falls off wherever I am, which, by the way, here at the Cigars Daily HQ, if there's ash on the floor, it's probably from me. And this thing continues to give good flavor in the final third. Not great flavor. Right now, that oak really hangs in there well. Cinnamon's fallen away, a lot of sort of fallen into the background, but oak is there. And a couple of like very familiar, stronger notes show up, like coffee. Black coffee and oak is really the main thing there, along with a little bit of roasted almonds. But again, I don't call this a huge transition. The win for the final third is that this thing does not heat up a tremendous amount. Even right below the burn line, it doesn't burn my fingers to hold the cigar. That's a really great, like, sort of visible physical sign of good construction that I don't see coming out of every factory, just the factories who really have like a special care for attention to detail. My final smoking time on this thing has been 36 minutes on this little Corona size, so a great stick for a quick smoke, and my score came out to an 87. That is a high mark, a really high score for a cigar that's so short and didn't have a tremendous amount going on. Took a little bit of time to come to life, sort of died out in the final third, but had this robust, really almost rugged flavor profile with some really nice darker notes, and at this point is now completely full strength. If you like a stronger cigar and you're looking for something that can tide you over for those half an hour, 30 to 40 minute like breaks or the commute from work, I would think that this thing would be right up your alley. But the big thing here and what really matters is what you guys think about this. So if you've had the Farce Maduro from Room 101, please drop a comment down below and let everybody know what you think of it, because we'll all learn better when we learn together. And check this video out on cigarsdailyplus.com, because we're always working to make it better on Cigars Daily Plus. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Tim signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.